Hey Latchkey kids and driving mutants, I'm Lady Shasha, mistress of the snark, connoisseur of gore, and the hostess with the mostest. And I just watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. This installment is produced by New Line Cinema, and I thought that might be a good sign. It's also 85 minutes long, which is great. It means that they learned their lesson from the overly long Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. This one also starts with a text scroll, recounting the events from the first film and then saying that Leatherface is still at large. This is a first time watch for me. I had never seen Leatherface the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 until just now. I did not know that Ken Foree and Viggo Mortensen were in this. We get to see Leatherface making his new mask, being watched, and then slamming this out of his iconic door. Then it cuts to a couple driving in a car, Michelle and Ryan. They end up veering off course from their intended destination and have to deal with Leatherface and the Sawyer family. The first jump scare with Leatherface is well timed and effective. In this, their car accidentally collides with another driver named Benny, who's played by Ken Foree. Then Leatherface chases the three of them around the woods, plus another girl who was kidnapped about a week ago. Until Michelle runs into the Sawyer family's home for a short sequence. And is that the same little girl from Troll? It turns out the answer is no. Her name is Jennifer Banko, and she was also in Friday the 13th 7 The New Blood. The little girl in Troll is Jenny Beck. Even their names sound similar, Jennifer Banko and Jenny Beck. They both remind me of Heather O'Rourke. Anyway, they all end up running through the woods again, and this gives Leatherface the opportunity to act like Jason Voorhees. There isn't much gore to be seen in this. It's mostly cutaways and implied chainsaw massacring, much like the original. Leatherface's chainsaw is newer and even longer, and now he has a squeaky leg brace. I can't say that I enjoyed this installment. I probably will never watch it again, but here is some trivia that I found out about it. The opening with Leatherface making his brand new mask was an homage to the opening of A Nightmare on Elm Street. Kane Hodder was the stunt coordinator in this movie, and he also played Leatherface in the trailer for this movie. Speaking of the trailer was filmed before the script was finished or the movie was filmed. And Caroline Williams has a cameo as her character Stretch, who is now a news reporter. And with that, I'll be back in a moment to talk about Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. Welcome back. Let's get into Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. Once again, this starts with the text crawl recounting the original story. Then the title card reads, "The Return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre?" Must have been the original title. We are introduced to Jenny, played by Renee Zellweger, who has the creepiest creeper-ass stepdad who ever creeped. He assaults her and threatens her before she goes to prom. Then we travel with her to prom, and there are a bunch of teenagers presented to be sliced and diced. Or so I thought. A girl named Heather catches her boyfriend Barry cheating on her and tries to steal his car, but he jumps in the car with her and then tries to blame her for his cheatations. But it turns out that Jenny and her prom date Sean were in the backseat of the car smoking weed. So this is our four main characters driving away from prom in the car. They get lost on the road, plus they have a car accident. They go wandering through the woods, and you know what happens next. They have to deal with Leatherface and the Sawyer family. Matthew McConaughey plays a member of the Sawyer family with some type of electronic leg brace. And he actually says his all right line from Dazed and Confused. And this movie feels too damn long. Once again, I was so bored I started playing on my phone. I got a new high score in Wood Block Puzzle. What? The movie's only 87 minutes long. It's the longest 87 minutes that I've ever experienced. I did like the film Leatherface. That was a cool change. Also, the chaos that ensues when your victim controls your mechanical leg brace with a remote control. That was interesting. Other than that, this was the biggest waste of my time. I will probably never ever rewatch this sequel to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre either. I mean, we're at a 2 for 2 loss today. I super resent how they tacked on that super rich guy at the end talking about how he wanted this to be a religious experience on a secret society tip. Your movie is not that deep, and this is certainly not an actual slasher movie in my opinion. It's a horror thriller. There's nothing wrong with being a horror thriller. It's just don't sell me a slasher movie in your trailer and then turn it into a horror thriller. I don't like the bait and switch. 0 people were massacred with a chainsaw in this. 0. So, what do you all think of Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Next Generation? At the time of this recording, Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 was available on Prime for about $3.99 to rent, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Next Generation was available on HBO Max. I say that to say, even though I did not enjoy either one of these, don't take my word for it. Watch it for yourself. Just because I love something doesn't mean you won't hate it, and just because I hate something doesn't mean you won't love it. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 and 4, I'm going to say for short. Until next time, bye.